Hello crafty friends, it's Anna here. Today I'm going to create a layout using July Hip Kit from Hip Kit Club, and I will be using mostly their color add-on kit, which this month contains those three pigment-based liquid watercolors from Pink Fresh Studio, and I have to be honest, I haven't used them before. Well, I used liquid kind of a watercolors, but not this month. And I also have 4 pictures printed from our trip to Grasse in Provence, where we visited the Museum of Perfumes and Dirt and stuff like this. So I am going to scrap those pictures. I am also working with the sketch. The sketch will go here when I will edit the video. This sketch was designed by me when I was designing it in February. I think I didn't know I will be working with my own sketch, and I also designed this kind of a background on this sketch, kind of a waves, and this is something I'm going to recreate in this layout. I have a white 12 by 12 watercolor paper sheet, and I have the pictures that have some neutral colors, but I also have lime green, and I think I will connect all those 3 colors into one kind of a background, watercolor background. I'm not sure yet how it will turn out, but I have clean water here and the brush that is quite thick. This is the Prima watercolor brush number 12, and I'm going to paint some kind of a waves with just a plain water. I am not completely sure where where I paint, because I don't see the previous painting that well because of the color of the water, and I will come with 3 waves first. This will be just a background, and then I will use the watercolors. If I would be able to open them. Yes, I am. And they have those droppers, so I'm thinking about dropping color onto the wet surface and wait for the magic to begin. Yay, look how pretty it is. I will collect some more liquid, and I will leave it for a while so the color can spread. And now I will take the yellow color. It's all new, so it's not easy to open them. Yeah, I think I managed to do it. And now it's time to spread a yellow color. It was already too dry, so maybe I'll need to drop some water here and here. And now it's time for orange color. And if you are working with this kind of background, you have to work in parts. Don't wet the whole paper at the beginning, because you won't be able to fill it with water. It will be dry already, like this part of my project. It was dry already. I could take the brush and just spread the color with it, but I wanted to play with this great quality of the watercolor paints. So I'm making more of the waves on my background, just keeping my brush wet, and I will start with blue once again. If we are working with watercolors from the tubes, the colors will be very, very bright and vivid, and if you want to have some lighter shades, you have to dilute them with water first using some watercolor palette. And I am not sure if I will like this background. Well, I will like this background. This is, I am sure, but I'm not sure if it will match the pictures I chose, I will just have to finish it and try it and check if it's okay. And I think that if after they will be dry, they will change the color slightly to the lighter one. I hope so. So they won't be that much vivid. Okay, I'm not seeing where I painted. And the last one. Okay, once again, the blue one. The yellow one. And the orange one. Okay, now I can move my paper to help the color spread in the wet areas. Oh, it escaped from the paper here. So this is how it looks, and I will leave it to dry and I will decide whether I like it or not. And if I will not like it, I will come back and create another watercolor background. Okay, I am back. My first background is drying, but I can't help myself. I need the second one because playing with the water and those watercolors is so fun. So I'm just wetting my paper, not from edge to the edge. I'm leaving this white area around the wet area, dry area around the wet area. And now once again I will play with the color, but this time I will mix them all together. I wish I had a green paint. I don't, but I think I can mix two of the colors I have. Oh, this is already dry. Maybe I didn't wet this area. Okay, I don't need any more orange because it's already spreading too much over the blue part. I'm taking a little bit of blue and a little bit of yellow, and I'm going to create kind of a lime color. I hope for a lime color. I need to mix it. Maybe I will use this paint. Now a little more of a yellow. Okay, it's done, and now I will use my brush as a paint dropper. Okay, I will take the bigger one. Okay, and now I will leave it to dry once again, and then I will decide which background looks better with my pictures, and I will be back. Did you miss me? I'm here again, and I decided to use the second background. It looks much better and it highlights my sketch better. And I have 4 pictures. They have this kind of neutral colors mostly. Only the lime tree has green on it, so I'm backing it with some pieces of papers from the Hip Kits. Two of them are the cardstock from the cardstock kit, and two of them are pattern papers. The one I am using right now is the paper from Savannah Dreams collection by Kim Watson from Pretty Little Studio, and the second paper, this kind of a salmon color one, is from, let me check it, it's from Illustrated Faith Fruit of the Spirit collection by Bella Boulevard. And I'm also backing my picture and my pattern paper background or cardstock background with pieces of cardboard. You can use fan foam or whatever it's called in your area. You can use regular cardboard. You can use 3D foam squares, whatever you like to add dimension. And I'm adding two layers, one under the picture and the second one under the piece of paper. So as you can see, I'm not using a lot of pattern papers. I have a very colorful background and I don't want to cover it because I will lose all those pretty splatters, and I like how they look. So obviously after all the work I've put it into creating the background, I don't want to cover it. I also have those lemons. They are from Pink First Studio paper from Simple and Sweet collection. The paper is called Lemon Lash, and I think it's my favorite paper from this collection. I cut out a lot of lemons because first of all there is a kind of a lemon tree, but the fruit wasn't ripe yet. So this is the first reason why I'm using the lemons, and the second reason is that the picture are from the Grasse. This is a town in France. They make perfumes. So this is like the most famous city in France that makes perfumes. They have the fields of lavender, like you know, from the photos from Provence. They have orange trees. They collect oils from the plants, and you can visit their fields with flowers. You can also visit the factory, and there is also a museum that shows the history of perfume making, shows how to collect the oils and the scents. There is also a part about being dirty, bathing during the ages, so you know how people change their view over the personal hygiene. And it was really a fun museum. And they also have this part when you can smell the scents, like the components of the perfumes. And there is lavender, I don't know the English names of those scents, but there is also a lot of kind of citrus scents, like an orange, lime, lemon. There was also a tiny orchard with lemon trees and orange trees, and my daughters really loved it because we don't have those kind of trees in Poland. We have apples, we have pears, we have plums, but we do not have any oranges. We do not have lemons because we have two harsh winters in Poland, and that's why this is always something kind of exotic when we see the lemon trees with the fruits over them. And that's why I chose lemons to highlight this first of scent and the memory, and third, I like lemons so why not. And as you can see, after adding lemons, I do not have a lot of space for embellishing my layout. I added the title. It will be a Grasse, so that's the name of the city we visited, and on the bottom there is a perfume museum. I will also stamp the date, and I will add journaling at the back of the layout about this day. This is a picture from 2014, so this is nothing new. I already made an album from our French vacation, so I already scrapped those pictures, not all of them, but some of them in the bigger album, but I really wanted to have them in the layout, and now I am wondering what the date was, so I had to dig into the computer before I stamped it. And it was really a very lovely day because Gabrysia wasn't that big as she is right now. She was like 6 years old. Maya was 1.5 years, but they were still very interested in what we were visiting, and I was very surprised how well we went in this museum, mostly because it wasn't the museum that is very strict about touching stuff. There is plenty of stuff you can touch, smell. So this is a very child-friendly museum. And that's it. My layout is ready. After I finished it, I added few drops of black ink here and there to add some kind of contrast. So I did it off the camera. Here are the close-ups. And I hope you feel inspired to use your liquid watercolors and your hip kit, of course. Check the links in the description box for the kits. And thank you for stopping by, dropping by. Bye bye.